COVID secure because you're up north.
Yes, and I'm drinking a beer as well, so no confusion here. But I'm really delighted to welcome you all this evening. The award ceremony is always the highlight of the year, even after a tough year like we just had. And it's great to celebrate the amazing work student journalists have been doing up and down the two countries we represent. This year, the standard was incredibly high, given most student journalists have been working remotely. But that didn't stop us getting the most entries we've ever had. And across the two entries, there were 20 categories. There were an amazing 1,246 entries.
So many entries. I remember the sort of grueling work of going through them all, not just because it was 3 o'clock in the morning for some of the shortlists, but because the standard was so high that we spent a very, very, very long time deciding who should make the final 10. But we have got our shortlists tonight. We're here to announce the winners. And I'm just going to explain a little bit more about how this evening is going to work. So we're going to run through all of our categories in no particular order, announcing the highly commended first and then the winner. And there will be a few special mentions as well from the judges. So if you hear your name announced for any of those three things, then you hopefully will be on the call with us. Our tech team will be able to unmute you and you'll be able to come onto this virtual stage and give your acceptance speech, thanking your mum, your dog, maybe David Banks as well. I hear he's asked for some thanks. So, do feel free to thank him as well. And we'll be running straight through this evening, no breaks. So make sure you stay with us. And yes, make sure you've got your tea and or wine topped up to the brim.
And talking of which, whatever you're drinking, whatever you're doing, whoever you're with, we'd love to hear from you. The hashtag for this evening is Spank21. We've got a team looking at those and we'll be reading a few of those out throughout the evening. And it is very weird being here just talking to a phone. So I would love to know that there are some people watching. So please do send some tweets. Now, to kick off, normally, if some of you have watched this before, we have a typical order, but we've switched it up tonight because you've got to have some fun in a pandemic, right? So we are going first to Best Feature. And hopefully we should be joined by Faima Bakar, who is I'm already stumbling with my words and we're on the first one. So this is going to go well. Who is going to be presenting Best Feature. And I hope that you are going to be here to join us.
Yeah, hi, Jem. Thanks for that. I was really honoured to judge this category. Just to introduce myself, my name is Faima Bakar. I'm currently working as the senior staff writer at Journo Resources. So I'm going to start off with a special mention. I really enjoyed the work of, I've lost the names. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to go straight into highly commend. No, actually, I've got the names back. Sorry, some technical difficulties on my end. I would like to give a special mention to Toby Dada, Jade Calder, and Louise Griffin for their very insightful stories. So thank you so much. And for the highly commended award, I want to award that to Lily Morey and Rodri Andrews for their class of COVID-19. This was a visually stunning feature exploring the impact of the pandemic on students, and it depicted a wild range of voices, and they had really strong images. The feature stirred a lot of emotions in the reader, and there was some really standout lines. There was some humorous lines in there as well. So it's really insightful, really strong, and some really good images there. So well done, Lily and Rodri, for that.
I think we might be able to have them live. Do we have them live?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey!
Whoa! I'm especially excited about this because you're from my uni, so 1 to Kent, yes. Give us a few words.
I guess we'd just like to say thank you to everyone who contributed to the piece. Obviously, we couldn't have done it without them, so thank you very much to everyone who contributed.
And thank you for dressing up so smart for the occasion. And I guess you're quite lucky, you were first in, so you didn't have to wait all night.
Exactly.
I love the lights. Right, back to you, Faima.
Well done, Rodri, there. And so without further ado, the Best Feature Award goes to Keris Turner on sexual assault at Warwick. This piece was emotional, sensitive, and had the perfect balance of facts, stats, and emotional testimonies from case studies. The topic she picked was also topical, and it's super insightful to get a student perspective on the epidemic of sexual assault. The piece holds Warwick accountable as well, while also giving them a chance to respond to the claim. And she's also carried out her own research and investigation, which brings the piece to life even more. So brilliant work there. Well done.
I think we should be able to go live. Hopefully, let's see if anyone's there.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey.
Hello. Sorry, I was in such a rush coming here, so I'm presenting myself very well in a hoodie. Yeah, it's so nice to have this recognised at this kind of level. If anyone is keeping updated with Warwick news, you know that sexual assault at Warwick is still an ongoing issue and still a developing story. But I'm really glad that I guess I got the chance to speak to people. This is the first time I'd ever like really properly spoken to people like anonymously and had to hear their stories, which were very, very sensitive. So a really insightful experience for me. And I'm just really glad that it's got some recognition. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, and thank you, Faima, as well. It's been so great to have you both here. I think I'm passing over to you now, Brie. Oh no, actually, yes, we've got things to show you. I think you should have.
We've both got.
Have I stolen it?
No, there you go.
Oh, here we have. So, if you are curious about what you get this evening, Brie has got some show and tell. We just want to let you know what you get. So, this is roughly what you might get if you win this evening. You know, don't bother screenshotting and zooming in though, because this is one that was left and uncollected from 2016. So if anyone does know Dan West from Forge Press, and we'd like to give him his 2016 award still, please do let us know. But yeah, you should get one looking a bit like this. Who have you got?
This is for Nathan Stillwell for Best News Story. So congratulations, Nathan, for 5 years late.
But yes, so you will get one of those in the post. And if anyone knows any of those two, do let us know. And I think from one Forge Press to another, I think Ben is going to be taking up Best Photographer next.
Yeah, and just before I kick off Best Student Photographer, I'd like to have a little fairy tale story in that I do actually know Dan West of Forge Press in 2016. So if you'd like me to reunite him with his trophy, I'm more than happy to help that happen.
Can you tell we haven't really reread the script before we started this one? I'm glad that is easy. Let's get the other one sorted too.
Okay, but yes, on to the Best Student Photographer. So this award was judged by Jerry Sider of metro.co.uk, who said that there were a set of great entries in the shortlist he received, but has whittled it down to 2. So first up, of the highly commended, Jerry said, their photos were of high quality, their exploration of light and colour were admirable, and instrumental in capturing the mood they intended to portray. And so the highly commended goes to a place that we've literally just mentioned, Rebecca Lowry of Forge Press.
Really should have clapped along.
We can keep clapping.
Rebecca should.
The former Forge Press, you'll have to take it. Oh no, that's.
Rebecca should be here.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Short but sweet.
And of the winner, Jerry said that they demonstrated the clear ability to convey a story through their photos, yet leaving room for the viewer to interpret. There is a commendable use of isolation and colour contrast, drawing the viewer's eyes into the subject. And the winner is Antonio Ross of the Mancunian.
Hi, hello.
Can
you hear me?
Oh, he's gone. It's me talking.
Sorry, we
Go
clapped
for it,
for too long that time.
Antonio's
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I want to thank you, the whole, everyone from the Mancunian that supported me. Josh, Joe, that was covering the the piece with me. It was really fun to work with them. And thank you very much.
Great.
Congratulations, buddy.
If you think this is a shambles now, I promise you it's only gonna get worse. Thanks, Ben. Now we're going to go to our first sponsored category of this year's awards, and we're going to rattle through two at once. I should now be joined by Jason Benito of City University's Journalism Department, who first of all should be here to present the Best Newspaper Design category. Jason, are you there? I hope so.
Hello, yes, evening everybody.
Oh, look at that fabulous background.
Well, I made an effort. So the first award tonight is for the Best Newspaper Design. This is judged by graphic designer Robin Wilde. And of the highly commended nominee, Robin said that this publication sets out to be unapologetic tabloid and achieves this the bold confidence reinforced by its use of typography. So the highly commended award for Best Newspaper Design goes to York Vision.
Hi. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're very proudly tabloids. And yeah, great, thank you.
And thanks again to Che, who we can't quite get rid of.
Sorry, carry on.
So to the winner, and of the winner, the judge said that the team deserves praise for their bold and innovative use of photography, illustrations and typography to create an engaging and unique publication. The winner of the Best Newspaper Design is Pi Media.
I can't seem to find anyone from Pi Media in the meeting because either they're not here or they haven't changed their name. So now's a chance to flag your name in the chat. Then I will unmute you. Congratulations. Seems like they're not here. So shall we move on?
Yeah, should we move on? Okay, so now the category is the Best Magazine Design. And this award was judged by Alice Pomfret of Akin magazine. And Alice said of the highly commended magazine that it had a beautiful use of illustration and design. The highly commended award goes to the Magdalene.
There should be someone here.
They are unmuted. They speak.
Maybe they're just too overcome with emotion.
They are here. They are unmuted. I wonder if the connection has dropped out.
Let's move onwards.
Let's move onwards, yes.
Would you like to reveal the winner?
Okay, so let's go for the winner. And the judge said of the winner, yes, 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 love this magazine and how it's effortlessly proud it is. Everything from the photographs to design is perfection. So the winner of the Best Magazine Design is Rays.
Hello. Hi, my name is Tanasia. I'm the editor of Rays Magazine. I want to first thank you all so much for not only nominating Rays, but choosing us to win. That really means the world to me. I want to first thank my amazing team that helped to bring that vision to life. And also, obviously, the amazing artists that helped to contribute to everything in the magazine. And yeah, so I'm just really grateful. Thank you.
It was also a seamless transition. Well done, guys. And thank you so much for joining us, Jason. Now it's only, 27 past, and we're a quarter of the way through now. So it's either going really well or badly, depending on your perspective, but we are steaming through, so we should get to whatever category you're hoping on soon. And next up, we are going to Best Arts and Entertainment.
Yes, Arts and Entertainment, judged by one of my favourite people, Matt Bagwell, who's Head of Entertainment at HuffPost UK. So he really knows what he's talking about. Used to work with Matt, very, very nice man. going to jump straight into what he said of the highly commended. He said that the piece submitted was beautifully written and the journalist's obvious love of Judy sparkled throughout. I don't know who Judy is, by the way. I must admit, I'd not heard of her, so neither had Matt, but I do now, and it made me want to be back in the theatre as soon as possible. So the highly commended goes to William Foxton from Cherwell.
Thank you so much. That's kind of insane. I wanted to thank my editors, Irene, Abby, and Trudy, and also just to say how much of an honor it was just to be nominated. I thought it'd be a good idea to read the other nominations before tonight, and it was not a good idea because I was so intimidated by you all, because you're all such wonderful writers. So that's such an honor. And thank you to Judy Kuhn herself, who is not watching this. She's probably doing something very fabulous elsewhere, but. You know, I got the opportunity to write a love letter to a woman who has inspired me to so much, and that was a real joy. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Can you put us out of our misery, because I don't know who Judy is. So tell us a little bit about her.
I was just going to ask this same question. I would love to hear more about Judy if we could get William back, please.
Judy Kuhn is she's a Broadway legend, and she was the singing voice of Pocahontas in the film. And she was also like the original Cosette in Les Mis, so she's done so many. She's a Broadway icon, yeah.
Amazing, right? We are definitely going to be going to read all through these pieces. Just to stress, Brie and I have read so many, but we had over, as Ben mentioned, we had over 1,200 entries this year, so we kind of split them all up between them. So I think we've definitely got a reading list for the rest of the week.
Yes. If only we had summer holidays to enjoy these pieces on our reading list that we created for ourselves. Sadly, I think it will be sun lounging on the balcony.
Right, now on to the winner. Now of this person, Matt said the journalist beautifully weaved her own story into this opinion piece, which made for an enlightening and personal read. As well as being well written, it successfully highlighted the show's failings in a considered and hugely insightful way. They said that they learned a lot from reading it. Job done, which sounds like some A-star, what's the word? Content. Yeah, it's going well, isn't it? Don't try and ad-lib at this point, Jen. It's only going to go worse. Okay, so the winner is Hallie Pendleton from the Glasgow Guardian. Woo!
Hello, I am obviously not Haley, but I'm here to accept it on her behalf. She's a wonderful person and she's really deserving of this award. She's one of our most committed members, so I'm glad that she's finally got something. She'd probably want to thank the association as well as thank everyone on her team, because that's just the kind of person she is. So thank you very much, and yeah.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to Hattie, and we're now going to move on to best comment piece. I know that's always a really, really popular category. We get loads of entries for it. Obviously, it's something that student journalists really love doing. So safe to say it was a very competitive field for entries, and just to narrow down a shortlist. However, we did get there. So this category was judged by Serena Bergam of Insider. She said that she judged the entries on the originality of their arguments and the point of view, the newsworthiness, and also, quite importantly, the impact, as well as the writing structure and the clarity.
And so the highly commended for this one goes to a piece which explored a vitally important topic around how disabled students are treated. Highly commended goes to Ali Smith of News.
Woo! Hello. Obviously, I'm not Ali, but I know she'll be really chuffed for this. Yeah, thank you.
That's all right.
Nice garden, by the way. It's nice to see people outside.
Yeah. You having a barbecue?
I feel like we may have muted them.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're just drinking. Hey.
Well, congrats to Ali. I hope she's watching or sees on Twitter.
Yeah, she'll be proud of how that was received. Right, now on to the winner for best comment. The judge said that this piece put together a compelling argument around how the COVID and the situation of the pandemic and the government had impacted on a group of students placed in an unimaginable situation. So the winner that was chosen for best comment is Kate Henshaw. Trinity College Dublin.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Oh God, I don't even know what to say. Wow. Well, thank you so much. And like, thank you so much to everyone at Trinity News. The comment editors for this year have been incredible, Derbil and Grace. Lauren, the editor of Trinity News, I'm so glad I sent you that first email last September. Yeah. Wow. And my own section editor, Shannon. Wow. I don't even know what to say, but thank you. Thank you so much.
Kate,
Thank
I
you.
remember reading your article in the shortlists, and it really stood out. So something to be really proud of. Why did you sort of choose to write about the subject? Because it's obviously just kind of so compelling, given what a student and student nurses have been going through.
I have a lot of friends who are student nurses, and I just was really frustrated with the situation that student nurses have been put in the last year. I think it's disgraceful, and I can't believe it's still happening. And I think it was the least I could do to add my voice to the call to pay the student nurses, because it's the least we can do after what we've asked student nurses and midwives to do in the last year. And yeah, just seeing my own friends go through their placements in, as you said, unimaginably difficult circumstances has really resonated with me. So thank you for recognizing that, and this will really help add more voices to the call. So thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure, and thank you for writing the piece. Right, Ben, I think we're heading over to you.
Hey, thanks both of you. So now I'm delighted to welcome another one of our external judges to come and present their award. And we should now be joined by Lily Cantor, who is a freelance money, health and lifestyle journalist who's written for loads of places, including Time, Telegraph and Metro Money, as well as being a lecturer at Sheffield Hallam University. So as a Forge Press alumni, I should class that as some sort of rivalry, I suppose. But she's going to present Best Lifestyle Piece. Hopefully, Lily, that you're there and you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Are you ready to tell us who your special mentions, highly commended, and winners were?
Yes, so the special mention, I'll just explain a little bit about this one. This writer created a candid and thoughtful piece which explored an extremely important topic through a relatable first-person point of view. I felt that the writer gave great use of descriptive anecdotes whilst making a very strong political argument. They demonstrated expertise in the subject area and had clearly researched the topic rather than simply rely on their own experience. So the special mention goes to Jasmine Parker.
Thank you. I don't know if you can hear me, but thank you. Hi to my parents, because they're watching, and I know they'll be very excited about that. But just thank you really to Isabella, who was our lifestyle editor, because she was a wonderful lifestyle editor, and she was the one that published the article. But thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the highly commended. I felt that this was an extremely insightful personal experience piece in a very underreported topic. It raised issues for both people within and outside of the LGBTQ+ community and asked important questions about identity and belonging. The author situated her story within a national context, using great links and statistics, whilst drawing on her own experience with specific examples. I can definitely see this article being commissioned by an established media organisation, and I would definitely encourage the author to pitch this particular piece. So the highly commended award goes to Holly Palmer. Not sure if Holly's here.
We're not Holly, but we are Editor's Division, and we will let her know. And we wrote the nomination, and yeah, it's a very, very important piece, and I'm sure she'll be thrilled. I'm sure she'll be absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Holly.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm moving on now to the winner. So for me, this entry really stood out due to its witty, descriptive and engaging writing style. The author took a fairly mundane topic and turned it into a fascinating, reflective lifestyle piece, which took the reader on a journey from her childhood through university and into the pandemic. Her writing shows great creativity and flair, and she's able to paint a picture with words. In this piece, she was able to reflect on wider societal and cultural trends through the lens of her own personal experience, whilst always making the reader want to read on. She understands that writing lifestyle pieces is as much about the language, structure, and writing style as it is about the subject matter. So the winner is Rebecca Norris. Do we have
someone
Rebecca?
from the board here because we've seen them before? Someone is here to pick this up, unless you've gone away after you won your first award.
I know, I'm still here. I wasn't expecting to collect the Becky, but I know she'll be really, really excited about that. Yeah, I read her article. It's absolutely brilliant. It was what we talked about as a meeting for ages that we loved. It was a really great article. So well done, Becky. I know she'll be really happy.
Great. Thank you so much, Lily, both for joining us and for judging. And now I think we're moving on to something completely different and another one of our sponsored categories. Next up, we're going to go through the best human rights story, which has been sponsored by the guys over at Each Other, which I believe you used to work for, Jem.
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry, we had a slight technical issue there where our tech team didn't quite unmute us, but you know, they've done a good job so far. Before we get to Each Other, though, we bought some new lights. We just want to show you that they can change colour. What colour do you want to go, Brie? Oh, amazing! Yes, so there we are. This is the colour of human rights. Anyway, Each Other is a UK-based charity which I used to work for, and they do a really fantastic job. So if you haven't heard of them before, they basically take any human rights topic within the UK. And they try and make it accessible to a wider audience. So genuinely would very much encourage anyone to read them and check them out. And they also run a pitching series for people who are still studying and starting out, where you can get paid for pitching your ideas called The Inspired Source. So very much would recommend everyone watching to check them out. And we've had some really, really amazing entries for this. I know they find it really, really hard. So Ben, I'm going to throw it back to you because I believe we've got not one but two special mentions.
Correct. So the first one, the judges said that this person does a wonderful job of putting the human first in her story, allowing the stories of disabled young people in university to shine through while never viewing them through an ableist lens. So the first special mention goes to Ella Robinson of the Mancunian.
Hi. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone in the Mancunian, also especially to the Disabled Student Society and the Access Report Committee for letting me tell that story. I think it's a really important story that needs to be heard, and thanks to Each Other too.
Congratulations.
Great. Thanks. Great to hear from Ella. And now to our second special mention. The judges said that to treat people with respect, you must speak to them directly and not from an ivory tower. These people do that with aplomb in their story, creating a desire for more seasoned journalists to follow their example. And the special mention goes to a collaborative piece between Jamie Salem Dalgetty and Ethan Marshall of the Glasgow Guardian.
Hello. First, I'd like to thank my co-writer, Ethan, who couldn't be here today. It wouldn't be possible without him because his ability to care and be so naturally empathetic is what allowed us to tell these people's stories in this way. I'd also like to thank the people involved themselves to give them time, who gave us the time to tell their stories. And just our editors-in-chief and everything. I think human rights is often focuses on stories about extraordinary people, and I think it's important to talk about just the average person in the street suffering from the average human rights issue, and that's hopefully what we were able to do. So thanks very much.
Amazing. Thanks. Oh, okay, yeah, we're back. Okay, thanks, Ben. Now we're going to go to the highly commended. Now, the judges said this person writes with maturity well beyond their years, with a remarkable ability to articulate their internal struggles. They reminded us how each person's inner story is complex and with narrative. So the highly commended is Zaman Kenneth Esmail of the Oxford Blue.
Hi, sorry, I'm just turning the video on. Hi. Yeah, unfortunately, Zaman is on a plane, so can't be here. But yeah, on her behalf, we would just like to say thank you very much. She is an absolute stalwart of the paper and amazing, and everything she writes is really good, but it's brilliant to get a bit of recognition for this specific piece, which I think was really powerful and important. So yeah, thank you very much.
Say how much I enjoyed your colleagues just popping in and really wanting to be in the shop. I hate your colleague as well.
Yeah, where are they flying to or from on this plane?
We're talking about
yeah, from America to be here. So yeah, very exciting for them, I assume. And yeah, no, we were all debating who would get to answer, and then I forefronted myself, and then everyone else tried to get in anyway. So it was false modesty, clearly.
I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Right, great. Would you like to take the winner?
Yes. Moving on to the winner. The judge said that this person's video is a brilliant portrayal of what happens in the moments no one is looking. Focusing on the Sarah Everard vigil, this person does justice by coming back the next day after the dust had settled and still finding a community looking to support one another in the wake of what was frankly a horrific event. On first viewing, it felt a wholly original angle to a much discussed and dissected story, and one we kept coming back to due to its uniqueness. So congratulations to the winner, Ellie Enge.
Thank you sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're all good.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I really just didn't think I was going to be speaking on here tonight, so this is going to be horrendously incoherent. Sarah's case was just so huge, just awful and emotional, and the story meant so much to me. So I'm grateful for the chance to get to tell it and grateful for this recognition. So thank you for the award. Thank you to my lecturer, Fiona O'Brien, who is a legend. And thank you to my whole team at the Kingston Courier, who are just wicked talented and have made this year not only survivable, but enjoyable as well. So yeah, thanks.
I think I would say for everyone, you said, I think it's a story that probably connected with not just you, but every kind of woman and person in the country. So definitely a really well-deserving winner.
And yeah, not survivable but enjoyable is a fantastic way to describe kind of how some of us have managed to get through the last year, especially struggling with all of the challenges that student media has. So congratulations. We are now moving on to our next category, which is best interview. And I hate to say it because it's only been 45 minutes and you might be wishing this was over as quickly as possible, but for me, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So we're actually very near the halfway point. So we're going to move on to best interview, which is being presented by news anchor Belle Donati, who judged the award as well. Belle should be here with us now. Can you hear us?
I don't believe Belle is with us just yet. So she was, I believe, today presenting, anchoring, and this is the fast-paced world of journalism in action. So I don't think Belle can be with us. So perhaps we want to present it ourselves.
In which case, I guess it's time for what you've all been waiting for, more of Brie and I ad-libbing.
Oh yes. Well, luckily, don't worry, we know who the winner is. We didn't just send it to her and sort of keep it from ourselves. We have got it written down, so we'll take it over. Of the highly commended for best interview, the judge said that this article's opening wouldn't look out of place in a national publication, which is a massive compliment. Straight into a quotation, followed by a sentence that roots the writer firmly in the field they're writing about. This is a music specialist, the judge said. It's clear the interview took time and effort to get, and they liked the nod to that in the subheading. It felt authentic. They got a real sense of a writer developing their voice in the article, and they look forward to reading this author more. So the highly commended goes to Alana Daly Mulligan for their interview with Niall Rogers. Woo!
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely shook. I'd just like to thank, the SPAs and all my fellow nominees. Your pieces were wonderful and I really enjoyed reading them. I'd like to thank everyone at Motley, including our fearless leader, Matthew, the sexy design work done by our designer, Hilary Barry, and Neve, Neve Brown, who took all my calls before and after I rang Niall Rogers. And of course, I'd like to thank Niall for everything and for always being so giving with his time. So thank you so much. And thank you for a lovely evening.
Our pleasure. Any top tips for that interview?
Oh my God, you just have to persistently keep emailing and emailing and emailing and bug the bejesus out of their publicists. So shout out to the wonderful Fran who took my emails from October, I think, until I got the interview in February. Bless her heart. She was a complete babe. Have to say, shout out to Fran. What a woman.
Also, I think we invent a new award for the most persistent emailer and you don't. That's amazing.
I was not giving up. It was, good times. Sorry, bad pun, but it's fine.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Right, so this has gone really well considering we're ad-libbing, right? Okay, so on to the winner. The judge said the first 5 paragraphs of this article could have been plucked straight from a national publication. The journalist engages from the outset, and that engagement with poise. Interviews are as much about what's not spoken as what is, and they grasp that instinctively. Good interviewers share not only quotations, but also the mood in the room / Zoom, depending on what year it is. Readers trust good interviews to be their eyes and their ears, their mouth and their nose, a good interviewer, a good writer, and you have your own voice. And this journalist demonstrates a clear sense of this in their winning article. And so the winner is Ewan Stone for his interview with Tatlin Spiller of Simple Politics.
Woo! Yes, Ewan.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I read through the other people in the shortlist. I can't say I expected that, but thank you very much. Thank you to everyone. Like, York Vision doesn't get a lot of credit at York, so it's really nice to get some recognition tonight. So thank you very much.
You can take this back and give it all the recognition you like. What about you? Have you got any top tips for your interviewing?
I'm not sure. With Tatton, it was just amazing because he's someone with Simple Politics who's been so present in the student life, and especially over the pandemic. And it was just someone who hadn't been interviewed before. So it's just amazing to get that opportunity. So yeah, thank you very much.
Also full marks there for the Vision hoodie, which I spotted, which was great. If anyone else wants to show up in gear from their publication, then 10 out of 10 marks.
Ideally for the awards, we would expect, branded suits rather than hoodies, but it is a good effort. It's a good effort. We're now going to move on to best news story, which, is probably going to be quite a competitive category. It's well known that there's been no shortage of news this year, even if it's been very hard to cover. So congratulations to all of you who were shortlisted. And who have we got here? Yes.
It's you.
It's me again. Now. Sorry, I'm going to phrase myself. Oh, fantastic presenting, Brie. Thank you. Of the highly commended for best news story, the judge who was going to be here with us tonight, but is presenting otherwise, said, in a highly competitive category, this entry deserved to be praised for bringing an important and current issue to light and for giving a voice to those facing uncertain times during the pandemic. The highly commended goes to John Wimpress from Red Brick.
John isn't here, neither is anyone from Red Brick, so congratulations, but should we move on?
Yeah, sounds good. Just strike Red Brick from the list.
Okay, well, we'll move onwards, and I was going to do this off camera, but I'm guessing I'm going to have to tell you now because we've got no gap. Bree, if you want to look at the social media, that's what we're going to next, to see if we've got any fun tweets to read out. Anyway, now we're going to the winner. Of the winner, the judge said they demonstrated a real determination to get in front of some serious allegations affecting students' lives and bringing them to light. In a category crammed with cracking stories, this entry stood out for persistence, investigation, and far-reaching impact. The winner is Tony Jonathan Cross, Will Hutchings, and Rose Cohen from Platinate.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really
unexpected because like the other candidates, I read through the other stories, and I think any of them could have won. Thanks to David Banks, because we're supposed to be thanking him, to the whole Platinum team, and to my family. Will and Poppy aren't here tonight, but it was such a team effort. So just thanks to them, and I'm sure they'll be really pleased. Thank you.
I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Louise of Sky News, their managing editor, who judged this category, and Sky News, who kindly offered to sponsor this award this year.
Fantastic. Yes, Sky News, my former parish until a couple of months ago. Really great place, and they did a great talk today on getting your first, or nailing your first job interview, which yeah, Louise is a fantastic person, and it's really great that we've had some sort of big news organisations come out and support student journalism in such a difficult year. I think it's now my job to read some of the top tweets. Luckily, I haven't scrolled far back enough yet, but we found people complaining about the awards kicking off 14 minutes late because Gem and I were sort of hurriedly dealing with some last minute stuff. Definitely not putting bottles of wines in fridges that should have been refrigerated well in advance. You won't be surprised to know lots of people are very happy. Thrilled is a verb I'm seeing a lot, and I'm glad to see people tuning in with their laptops. And yeah, it's a bit weird to see yourself on screen. Lots of good luck messages. I'm going to read out a couple of these. There's a tweet here from Dan, who says, "Best of luck to all the brilliant nominated journalists and publications for the awards tonight." Josh was very excited from the Mancunian about their first gong of the night. I think that's quite nice that our SPA awards are referred to as gongs.
I agree, and also we've just had a tweet in from the Lemon Press who asked if we got the money in the post. I'd like to confirm we haven't had any money in the post, but if you want to give us something free, then it's been a tough year for student journalism, so Brie and I would really appreciate it.
The Lemon Press, if they're not going to take their shirt off on stage, they'll find a way to sort of virtually storm the stage. What else have we got here? We've got a tweet from Matt Shaw, who says he cracked out a glass of water for the awards. He hasn't explained why. Maybe he's just, working tomorrow like most of us are, or studying. And yeah, lots of excitement. Kingston Journalism have been tweeting saying how pleased they are for Raise magazine.
Amazing. Right, I think we are now going to Best Science Piece, which I feel like is particularly poignant in a year which is, many outlets have been challenged for their scientific reporting, and so many people, I think, who have probably not covered science before have found that they absolutely have to. So this award for Best Science Piece covers anything. It could be a science publication, or it could be a student publication who don't even have a science as part of their roster. And so this one was judged by Dalmeet Singh Chawat, a freelance science journalist, and this judge wasn't alone in saying they found it really tough to whittle down the shortlist, which is a testament across all of our categories to the quality of work entered. And also, I think, especially for this year, with COVID being a story that you literally can't escape, I just want to stress so many people were thrown into this and have performed so well in an area which they potentially knew nothing about.
Yeah, science journalists this year, I mean, they've had a tough old time trying to explain things like T cells and antibodies, even just to other journalists, let alone to the public. That's a pretty tough one.
So we will move to the highly commended, of which the judge said, the ability to communicate difficult topics succinctly is an important skill, especially in the age of social media. This journalist piece achieves this while still including a wealth of information from reliable sources. It also successfully avoids jargon and mentions vital historical context. The highly commended goes to Hannah Drew from the Four.
Thank you. This is very unexpected. I feel like SciTech is so out of my comfort zone. So, I'm just so grateful to student journalism to have the opportunity to write these articles out of the comfort zone. So yeah, thanks a lot to the Ball for letting me write this piece. And yeah, thank you.
That's quite all right. Are you going to carry on writing sort of science journalism? Is that your passion or something else?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I find these articles much more difficult than others, but definitely something I would like to continue in the future.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. hopefully we've got things other than the pandemic to write about for next year's awards, but I'm sure there's lots more science to be covered. So yeah, really brilliant stuff. I'm going to move on to the winner, of whom the judge said, in this well-researched and very timely piece, this journalist articulates complex biological topics in a clear and engaging way, which is key for science communication to a lay audience, as we all know, I think. The journalist goes further to offer advice, backing it up with actual examples and evidence from literature. So I'm very happy to say that the winner is Sarah Veal from York Vision.
Hi.
Hello
Yeah,
again,
that's
you two.
sorry.
Hello
Hi,
again, you
Lynette.
two.
Hello. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't think Sarah could be here tonight, but yeah, it was an incredible piece and something we're really proud to have published. And Sarah's done a huge amount with student media, not just us, but our radio station as well over the last year. And yeah, it's great to see her getting this recognition.
Congratulations again. I think we're over to Ben now.
You are, and you caught me there. I was topping up a wine and you were clapped. So let's go to Ben.
Not for the first time this weekend, forgot to unmute myself. Sports journalism is notoriously difficult, but I think it's appropriate that I've been given this award to present because I've spent the last 2 days hosting sessions wearing a Man City top. So it's only appropriate that I get to host the Best Sports Coverage Award. So as well as it being difficult, journalists need a high level of technical understanding of a variety of sports and a good sense of what makes athletes tick and the ability to switch between reporting scores to breaking news, as well as doing long-form news pieces. So the nominations we saw in this category manage this balance well, as will be referenced shortly, and were in some cases comparable to national outlets. We should be joined by one of our external presenters for this one, Lucy Dyer from News Associates, who will be announcing the highly commended and the winner in this category. Lucy, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Feels a bit like Eurovision, doesn't it? Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Jem. Thanks, everyone, for this weekend. So the first award that I'm presenting on behalf of News Associates tonight is for Best Sports Coverage. A bit of a mad one given the year, but we were so impressed by all of the publications and everything you've done to continue such amazing sports coverage. So to start with, highly commended. We were so impressed of how this sports team has covered such a broad range of sports and interviewed an impressive selection of people over the last year. We also particularly enjoyed their focus on exploring the stories behind the names and broader social issues. And our highly commended tonight is Palatinate. So well done.
Get in there. Here comes our deputy spotter, Ben
guys.
Fleming. Here we go, lads.
Again,
Get on the screen.
Thanks everyone. Yeah, thanks for the award. It's been quite a weird year for doing sport coverage, but I think we've done pretty well. Luke's here as well. Matt and
thank you so much.
Matt and James. They can't be with us, but we've all.
Very conveniently, Matt is playing sport currently, which I think is very fitting for the role. Thank you so much. It's an absolute honour.
Woo! Yes!
Up the Palatinate. Come on, the boys.
Okay, well done, team. I think that's probably back to me for the winner. So again, we were really impressed with the vast amount of stories this publication managed to put out in a year when there wasn't much traditional sport going on. We were delighted to see the commitment made to covering women's sport and also increasing the diversity of their content. We're also really pleased to see how the team have worked to set up the publication and their contributors for the future. Their application also focused on the coverage of ice hockey, which was comparable to a national publication. And our winner for best sports coverage is The Bull. Well done.
I think Luke might be here somewhere. I'm not sure if
I am
he is
here.
here. No,
Jasmine, hiya.
there we go.
Just thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a really crazy year in terms of covering sport, and I think our team has just done such such amazing work. I just want to thank kind of everyone involved in our sport team. So thanks to our deputy editors, Sam Matthews-Boma, Sam Warner, and Brianna Underwood. I also want to thank our kind of incredible sub-editors, Yana Sopov and Reese Goodall. They've kind of really done an amazing job. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, everyone.
Thanks, Lucy. I know we're going to hear from you later. And before we go back to Ben, who is presenting the next award, I just wanted to say Eurovision, but on a budget, is what we're going for. So I'm really glad we've hit the vibe that I wanted. And also, Palatinate, top marks so far for the best acceptance speech. Anyway, back to you, Ben. I believe you've got the next one.
Yep. So the last 12 months have shown both the importance of good science reporting and the perils of not getting it quite right. Being able to manage the unique blend of data, research and analysis with accessible reporting and news hooks is no mean feat. And so we're moving on to the Best Science Publication or Section Award. These student publications have managed to do that before in spades, and frankly have shown more than a few people how it's done. This award was judged by Alex Lee, who is a tech writer at The Independent. And moving on to the highly commended, Alex said that science can often be dense and difficult to understand, especially when it comes to university research. The publication made science accessible to audiences who might not have ordinarily been interested in it. And it also had a great diverse output across climate change, gender disparity in STEM, and so much more. And the highly commended in this category is Palatinate from Durham.
None of us are the science editors, but we're so proud of them, and they've been amazing with their section this year. Thank you so much. We're so pleased.
Fantastic. And now on to the winner of Best Science Publication or Section. Of the winner, the judge said that they successfully managed to deliver insightful reporting into the pandemic, but didn't let it overload the section's overall science and tech coverage. At a time when the headlines were filled with COVID-19, this publication brought brevity through popular science pieces and thought-provoking explainers, as well as shining a light on inequalities within the field for researchers of colour. Fantastic all-round science and tech reporting. And although this looks like a fix, the winner is Forge Press from Sheffield.
Louise is here. If you could unmute Louise, our science and tech editor.
Yeah.
My mic's been broken for a little while, but hopefully it'll work. I just want to say a massive thank you to both my co-editor, Sarah, who couldn't be here tonight, and to the rest of the Forge team, and obviously to our contributors who have come up with incredible pieces and written so well. This is honestly insane. Didn't expect this, clearly. I'm in a hoodie. But yeah, thank you everyone, and have a good night. Woo!
Fantastic. Well done to Plastina and Forge. And I think we're going back to Gem/Bree.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much interchangeable at this point, aren't we?
This is Ant and Dec right here. The southern version, the London and Kent version. Devon version, sorry.
You wouldn't think we've known each other for 7 years, would you? But anyway, so we're getting to the business end now, I guess, and we're moving on to Best Specialist Publication. Now, specialist publications can sometimes be overlooked, but there is nothing unnoteworthy about journalists who are passionate about their specialist subject and add value and depth with a specific focus. And this is one of my favourite categories, because you see people who are so passionate doing stuff. And also, I just think with specific communities, you can really tap into an area where your audience has a passion. So this is such a great category for us every year, and one that we introduced, I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's been really worth it to kind of see who comes through every year. And has just a level of innovation that you sometimes don't see elsewhere. And so this was judged by Harriet Clifford, who's written for The Guardian, Vice, Stylist, and various other places. Was actually on our one-to-one mentoring session, if you were here on Saturday, and gave some excellent advice. And she said that she found it extremely hard to narrow down her choice, but she did eventually settle on tea. So I'm going to do the highly commended before passing over to either Ant or Deck, I'm not sure which one he is. But of the highly commended nominee, Harriet said, if they hadn't been told this was a student publication, they would not have guessed. It was an incredibly impressive example of what a student-run specialist magazine can achieve. They were blown away by issue 51 in particular. I guess that's a clue if you're watching. Both in terms of the content and incredible design. This publication's writers and editors will undoubtedly be music journalists to look out for in the coming years. So the highly commended goes to the Mic magazine.
Thank you all so much. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm accepting this on behalf of the Mic. I've got to thank the SPAs for putting us on the list. I mean, there were some amazing publications on there. And I've got to thank my entire committee. I'd name them all, we'd be here all night, but we really are absolutely nothing without our committee and our journalists. And everyone who's ever written for the Mic. I wouldn't be doing any music journalism were it not for our president last year, Tristan Phipps, for getting me involved. And yeah, thank you all so much. I can't quite believe it.
Congratulations again. How have you found covering sort of music in the last year? It must have been incredibly tough.
It's been really strange. We found actually we've been able to have access to kind of bigger artists than we would have usually. I guess because everyone's stuck at home and those usual kind of promotional routes aren't available to people. But we've kind of made the most of it as best we can, same as everyone else, I guess.
Well, congratulations again. Fingers crossed that the next 12 months are easier than the last 12 months, and that the same big bands that have given you the access and the interviews and the stories will continue giving you that, even as we enter the sort of post-pandemic world, if we ever get there. Anyway, on to the winner. Oh, and by the way, Ant and Deck, I'm whichever one is the taller one. So if anyone knows which one is the taller one, I think it's Deck. Let us know.
I think it's the opposite of Ant should be short, but isn't.
Yeah, Ant McPartlin is the tall one, isn't he? Yeah, it is Ant. Anyway, on to the winner for Best Specialist Publication. Of this winner, the judge said, I was incredibly impressed by their application, their print publication and website. I felt they were a forward-thinking magazine with academic rigour, far-reaching relevance, creativity and an impressive journalistic flair. God, that's a tongue twister. Although tackling complex and often mystifying topics, the articles were readable, concise and illuminating. The emphasis placed on taking a different approach to the mainstream media is exactly what makes this such a brilliant specialist student publication. And the team isn't afraid to question how topics are being covered or not covered elsewhere, particularly in terms of the pandemic. And the judge added they felt the diversity and innovation of the magazine's content demonstrates that the team is constantly thinking about how to reach more people and inform their readers better. So I'm very, very happy to say that the winner of the Best Specialist Publication goes to the Economic Tribune.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm very, very impressed by this. I hope you can hear me. Thank you so much for nominating us. Thank you so much for everything, for making us win, basically. And congrats to all the other nominees. This is very important for us, and I'm really impressed and shocked. Thank you so much again.
Well, congratulations, and maybe you could go right for the Mic magazine, all those guitars on the wall.
I was just about to say, when you win next year, if you win again, can you play a song? Because there's like 3 guitars on the wall.
What song did you play? Celebrate.
Okay, right, I'm cutting this off here, and we are moving to Best Website. And this was judged by Francesca Newton, who's the online editor of Tribune. And we're going to move straight to the highly commended, because I'm sure you've probably heard enough of us. But of the highly commended, the judge said, this publication manages to walk a fine line by incorporating a range of features on the page without straying into clutter. The dynamic content keeps you clicking around, and the whole operation is slick and professional, industry standard stuff. And I think it's really great to hear so many of our judges talking about industry standard and student publications, and everyone who's here on this call tonight should be really, really proud of themselves. You are up there with the best. Anyway, the highly commended goes to Impact from Nottingham.
Woo! Hi, thank you. I think our head of online, Phoebe, is here if she wants to talk. I can. Phoebe?
Phoebe is unmuted.
I've unmuted her, yes.
Phoebe, are you there? No?
That's fine, I'll talk.
George, would you want to say this one? Come on.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a whole team effort, so a massive well done and thank you to all of our amazing editors and all our editor-in-chief, our head on online. Yes, it's a really great achievement. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I think I shortlisted this with a couple of other people again, and it was a really impressive category. Obviously, websites, people are really relying on being able to consume their news digitally at the moment, so very competitive and sort of really wide range of kind of designs and making sure that the quality of journalism was there. Also keeping it as updated as possible so that journalists kind of had a lot of fresh content to go to. So well done. I'm going to move on to the winner now. And of this entry, the judge said that the primary appeal of this site was it stood out emphatically from what risked becoming a bit of a mould. Some of the technical corners could do with tidying up, but in an impatient world, it's a site's identity, simplicity, and impact that matters most. This site hits that target on all three. So congratulations. The winner is Gum from Glasgow. Woo!
I have not seen anyone from GUM in the participant list unless I've missed anyone.
Beauty, pretend you're from GUM, be really excited.
Oh my god, thank you so much for that. Sorry, that's probably offensive. So I'm sure they must be really proud. Unfortunately, I cannot seem to find them on the stream, so shall we move on?
Amazing. Okay, you've taken over from Platinate as the best acceptance speech of the night. I'm sure they're going to be really, really pleased. Yeah, okay, I think Ben, we're passing over to you.
Hey, congratulations to GUM and to the new GUM editor-in-chief Udity for their victory. The next award is Best Newcomer Publication, which was kindly judged by Beth Kirkbride, who is the founder and editor of the Independent. Student journalism is constantly evolving, and we're proud to have many long-serving titles, but we're so proud as well to have so many new titles joining each year and, providing great competition in this category. They all innovate and help us grow as a community, as well as providing opportunities for young journalists. We had an incredibly impressive array of nominees for this category, and the shortlist was really difficult to narrow down. Of the highly commended nominee, Beth said that political journalism often feels like an exclusive sphere that is white, male, and stale. This publication is a great space for young, marginalised voices and has an impressive reach at an early stage in its journey. They have a global reach and have arranged a number of high-profile interviews that I had not previously been aware of, but read with great interest. So the highly commended goes to Res Publica.
Hi, thank you so much. That's us, the extent of our speech. I'm sorry, but thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who contributed, and thank you to you guys.
Fantastic, well done. But moving swiftly on to the winner, Beth said that their reach has been plain to see throughout the pandemic. From day one of their launch, they had a fantastic social strategy that ensured that their articles were reaching people up and down the country, and that the team clearly worked incredibly hard to make the site what it is, and I feel like they stood out by a country mile for this award. They deserve every bit of their success. I have no doubt they will go far. And the winner is Empowered Journalism.
Oh my God, wow, this is incredible. We were set up after a Zoom call with Kay Burley, and now we've reached hundreds of contributors, and we've been able to interview some of our favourite journalists, and it's our first birthday this week, and I can't think of a better way for our team to be rewarded. So just thank you so much. It's an absolute dream come true.
Fantastic, well done. And now I think we're handing back to the studio to Bri and Jem for the next award.
Oh, I like that we've got the name studio. I'm a big fan of that. And also, happy birthday to Empowered Journalism. I think it's really amazing. Oh, also, the lights have just changed. And by the way, we're not in control of the lights. Bree's partner is in control of the lights and is watching the live stream and changes them whenever he sees fit. But yeah, congratulations, Empowered. We've been following you for the past year, and I think you've done some really, really great stuff. So we are now moving on to best use of digital media. Now, it might seem like a kind of, I don't know, a bit of a strange category to have in 2021, considering that everyone should be on digital anyway, but we think it's a really important one that we should always kind of, honour. And there are people doing really, really exciting things in digital media, in student publications, and you're also sometimes able to do a lot more innovative stuff without the constraints that you have at a national publication. And I'm really, really excited that this one has been supported and sponsored by Women in Journalism, where I'm also a part of the committee. And I believe that Janelle, who is one of my colleagues, should be here to present this one, who also judged the award. Hopefully you're there.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
That's such a relief. We've had a couple where we've said stuff and then the Zoom lag and no one's turned up. So I'm going to pass over to you to do your highly commended winner.
Okay, so thank you so much, Jem, and Women in Journalism, always proud to support up and coming journalists. And so one of the things that I was really impressed by, and this was so tough to judge, what I was really impressed by was the pivot that everyone had done through COVID. And a lot of you spoke about that, how you'd pivoted through COVID and really tried to look and diversify the work that you were doing. And I thought that was super impressive. You've done better than some newsrooms at doing some of that. But for the first commendation, I wanted to nominate, am I nominating them? No, the first prize for commendation goes to the Beaver. Do I give a speech or do I do the next one?
Let's see if they're here.
Are they here?
Yeah, if you're here, take it away.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. I cannot take credit for this at all. This is all down to Ellie and Angbeen, who I'm sure are watching at the moment, and Maisie and Yaz and Beatrice. There's so many people on our digital media podcast team. They are all amazing, and so yeah, this is for them. So well done, guys.
And for the runners-up in this category, I thought the content that I saw on this was really just so relevant to the wider community outside of your student community. I thought there was really high production values and super, super eye-catching, and it goes to Empowered.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I can't believe we just won 2 awards. That's absolutely incredible. And we're such a new publication, and there are so many incredible publications here tonight. So thank you so much to everyone on the SPA, and thank you to everyone who works so hard on our team, particularly the people who submitted the award. So that was Mads, Izzy, Lauren, Orla, Millie and Alice. So thank you so much, everyone.
And for the overall winner of this category, I was looking for something that was slightly different, something that was a bit off the beaten track and that was, again, serving the wider community. And what I thought was really brave about this digital media was that to put yourself out as a tabloid, red top publication, when most people don't think to do that. And I thought that was really interesting, really clever, and a really great take. So York Vision, you are the overall winners of the Digital Media Award.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. He's not here, but the credit goes to Marks, our tech director. He's just been, and Jasmine, who's been our social media. They've just been fantastic. They've come up with all of the ideas, and we couldn't have done it without them. And it's just been absolutely brilliant having them on our team. So yeah, and thank you so much for giving us this award as well. So thank you. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Chanel. It's really great to have you joined us. And yeah, well done to York Vision, one of the, I think, very few student red tops we've got. Big fan. Okay, I think we are now moving on to Best Reporter. And I believe that we're moving back up north. Ben, over to you.
Back to the greatest city in England. Now, yeah, we're moving on to Best Reporter, which is one of the most prestigious awards of the evening. and this year was kindly sponsored by the printing charity, who have been a long-time supporter of the SPA. They unfortunately couldn't be here tonight to present the award, so we're doing the duties. But previous shortlistees have gone on to continue their sensational work on national publications, and everyone involved on the shortlist and on the nominees are certainly ones to watch for the future. Of the highly commended nominee, the judge said that they found her community journalism fascinating, utilising social media as a mechanism of discovering hot topics, frustrating the community, and conducting investigations and interviews to learn more and share with the community. So the highly commended is Rebecca Spencer of the Kingston Courier.
Thank you so much. It's been a really challenging year for everybody, but it's been brilliant to speak to people in the local community and get to the heart of issues that are really important to the people of Kingston. So despite the pandemic, I've endeavoured to try and get out and talk to people and meet some incredible people and tell some great stories. So I'm really grateful to everyone in the local community and all of the team at the Kingston Courier who have also done brilliant reporting. So thank you very much.
Congratulations again. And yeah, really fantastic work. It's obviously been an incredible time to be out and about in the field as a reporter, but you've done a fantastic job. I'm going to move on to the winner for this category now. The judges said that they enjoyed this person's investigative style, balanced approach of citing various sources, and the raising of sometimes challenging issues within the publication's readership. This person's articles, the judge said, were interesting, well-constructed, and very impactful. So congratulations, the winner of Best Reporter goes to Toby Donegan Cross of Palatinate.
Thank you. That's really, really kind and really appreciated. Thanks to SPA and to the whole Palatinate community. Luke Payne should have a special shout because he was also nominated, and I think is a much more deserving recipient than I am. Likewise to the other nominees. It's just great work and great to see all the stuff student journalists are doing. Thank you.
Very, very cool.
I would say, please don't do yourself down. And also, 10 out of 10, he was wearing a suit, dressed up.
Yeah, bang on, bang on. But whenever people call a spa, I always feel like we're sort of some sort of bathing magazine. You know?
I mean, that would be nice. That would be nice. Okay, so we have, I believe, unless I'm skipping forward on my script, I think we are on the penultimate.
Yeah, second but last. You can all nearly go home or go inside.
So the next award that we have is the Billy Downing Reid Award for Outstanding Commitment. And this is one I always really like to present because I think not only is this my favourite award, because I think this award really kind of aims to recognise the people in student media that go above and beyond that don't always get recognised. And I think that's the kind of thing that, you know, we all see the end product of a paper, we all see the end broadcast, we all see, you know, this final tweet, but we don't see the people who necessarily are there until, you know, 2, 3 in the morning. And I really, really like this award because it's really important to recognise these people who are there for the long haul and who are kind of the unsung heroes. And we renamed this award a couple of years ago in name of Billy Downing Reid, and it's really important to me because Billy was someone that I knew, and Billy was the founder of Mediarg, the jobs website, which I'm sure many of you will know. He died of leukemia in his early 30s, and one of the biggest pioneers of young people getting into the industry in terms of creating an accessible job site and one that actually stood for principles. He was the first journalism job site in the whole of the UK to mandate that everyone had to pay the national minimum wage or be an actual paid opportunity to actually list on a job board. So he was a real pioneer and was a real kind of, you know, champion of student journalism, which is why we renamed it in his name. So I'm really, really passionate about this award, and I think, you know, not that I would pick a favourite because you've all done amazingly, but this is the favourite. And if you have been shortlisted for this award, genuinely you should feel just so proud of yourself because the standard that we pick, so even just getting on the shortlist, because I'm incredibly passionate about this one, is really, really high. So you should all be very, very proud of yourself. And as part of the tradition with this, it's judged by the previous winner. So I believe we should be going to Katie, who will be able to tell us who they've picked. Katie, I hope you're here. Are you here? Katie, I think you. Oh no, you're here. So go.
Hello. Yeah, kind of as Jem was saying, like it's such a nice award. So I was really happy to, go through all these amazing nominations and found it really, really hard to narrow it down because everyone's just incredible. But yes, so I'll go to the highly commended. So they truly stepped up with determination and resourcefulness in a time of need, saving their paper from a funding crisis whilst advocating wholeheartedly for the future of print journalism. And they never lost sight of their student audience, investigating and raising awareness of student mental health, redesigning the website, launching new sections, and even a blind Zoom dating service, which is just an example of their creativity. They've clearly had a massive impact on those around them with their brilliant work ethic and the journalistic and emotional support that they've offered to others, which has really seen their editorial team flourish. So the highly commended for the Billy Dowling Reid Award goes to not one, but two individuals, the Queens of Palatinate, Imogen Usherwood and Tash Morsheim.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, SBA.
Yeah, we're so grateful. Palatinate's something Tash and I worked together in the first term of this academic year, and it was just such a pleasure from beginning to end. And we've done so much for Palatinate, and we've loved every second of it. And yeah, we're so grateful to have been given the highly commended for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Privilege.
Congratulations.
Sorry, just before we get back, we really wanted to make sure we gave that one to both of you, because we felt you did. I read through these shortlists and I felt like you did both such an incredible job at such a hard time for your paper. And I think just want to stress how everyone who wins this goes above and beyond. An editor is expected to do a lot, and these are all people who go above and beyond. So anyway, Katie, I'm going to give that to you, and you can tell us about the winner.
Yes. Okay, so the winner. So this individual has gone above and beyond the call of duty, as has everyone, but this has just stood out to me. And this included providing extensive live coverage of Kill the Bill protests, producing an online festival with journalists, academics and media experts, just being incredibly committed to championing the student voice at university and even nationally, so appearing on LBC's evening show with Eddie Mayer to discuss students' return to university. And his efforts didn't really stop there. So he's shown kind of leadership and team player qualities with his own videos, infographics, quick reads, which have all helped to get the publication the highest online views in their history. And yeah, he spent time teaching and helping others with video editing and InDesign, all hours, day or night. And so his outstanding commitment to the publication is really palpable. And yeah, maybe having your year abroad cancelled does come with a silver lining. So the winner of the Billy Dowling Reid Award is Siavash Vinakadi from Epigram.
Thank you so much.
Hello, we have to make a quick speech because it's been incredible. Thank you to the whole editorial team. Hey, yeah. Thank you. Best award. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. Right, I'm going to run back. Best award to win, for sure.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
No, they're still there. Oh, Ben, they were with you.
I think that's my cue. So this is the last award of the night, and all of our awards are massively important, but this is the most prestigious one, and it is a shame that we're, for the second year in a row, we're doing this over Zoom. Hopefully next year we'll be back together in person somewhere. I don't know, anywhere in the UK or Republic of Ireland, and we can celebrate together in person. But we are moving on to the Best Publication Award. And this is usually where we have a confetti cannon, but unfortunately, what with not being in a giant lecture hall, we haven't got one this year.
So
but I think we do have to stand it.
Yeah, we can't quite give you the real thing, but
Brie and I went to Tesco earlier and we thought that, you know, sod it, why not? So this is being presented by a sponsor, so we're going to do this early, but, you know, let's all just pretend. Anyway, so...
Well, this we can dedicate to all the hard work of student journalists who've both been recognised earlier in the awards, been shortlisted, and who were nominated. But yes, in recognition of all those 3 groups of people...
I can't make it work.
No,
Can you not?
No.
mine's not working either.
Anyway, let's go to Lucy Dyer from from News Associates, who's going to present this one. It's gone, Brie, it's gone.
You do it.
To be honest, Em, I'm just upset I didn't get a confetti cannon now. I feel like I've really missed out on that one. But just to reiterate what everyone just said, huge congratulations to all of you for everything you've done in the last year. We are huge fans of student media here at News Associates. We're just delighted to see what you've done and what you've achieved over the last year. So if we start with highly commended, and just to say this was a really tough award to judge, but highly commended. We were really impressed with how this publication handled being at the centre of some of the biggest news stories this year. But something that I really liked was that their application highlighted all areas of the publication, not just news, which was really great to see. And your attention to digital innovation and accessibility we thought was really important as well. So highly commended for best publication is Epigram. Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm not quite sure if the Wi-Fi's cutting out, but thank you so much. Like, I think this year has been very tough for all papers, of course, but we've all, you know, powered on through and actually done some really impressive stuff. So my heart goes out to everyone and the team, and thank you very much.
We're
and
so proud. Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you everyone.
Thank you guys.
Have a good evening.
Congratulations, team. I think that's back to me for the winner. So we were really amazed by the quality of investigations carried out by this student publication. They have continued to excel in a really turbulent year when they had to think about lots of other things as well as just the news. We enjoyed their additional sections and the launch of their YouTube channel, as well as producing lighter-hearted content in a year when we all needed it. We were really impressed by the team's commitment to equality, diversity and inclusion. And I'm really delighted to know that most of you are together tonight. Our winner this evening is Palatinate. Well done.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, we've been told off by our neighbours for shouting too much, so we'll try to keep it quiet.
Thank you so much.
Basically, this is rather insane. I've had a few to drink, so I may not be the most coherent, but essentially we are...
We're so proud. We've spent the last year doing so much for Palatinate in all these different ways, and all the editors in the last year have worked so hard. Like Tom, Tim, Tash, Toby, myself, Jack, everyone, we've worked so hard. Thank you so much. This is an honour. Thank you. We're so grateful. Thank you so much.
Well done, guys. Really well
Come
done.
on, Palatinate. We
Thank
love
you.
Palatinate. Come on, the boys.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. And finally, before you all go, we just want to end this awards evening in the same way that it began, by thanking and celebrating everyone who has helped us with this entire conference, including Bree's poor partner, who's going to have to clear up the confetti on the floor, and my poor partner who's been sat over there and doing the clapping. But also, more importantly, to the entire SBA Executive Committee who have worked so hard to make this year a success.
A particular moment here to mention and thank Ben, who you've seen presenting tonight, and has been very proud of the fact that he's nowhere near London, for his leadership of the team and the many, many hours he has spent as chair. I think now would be an appropriate moment also for a round of applause for Ben and the rest and the rest of the committee. He doesn't get an individual applause. The rest of the committee, which is Charlotte, Matilda, Katie, Udity. We also had Imi, Che, our projects officers, Kiara, Rue and Fikra, and regional officers Dan Webb, Chris, Fran, Thomas, Maurice, Sean, Shan, and George.
And Derek.
That was a really long list, sorry.
Sorry, I mean, it's been a lot. what you didn't see earlier was Bree chopping up his wine and it falling off the side of the glass, which did happen, so apologies there. Anyway, but Spank 21 also couldn't happen without the contribution of our many award judges and speakers, and we are so grateful for you all for coming along. There's too many of you to mention individually, and we really hope we can see you all next year in person, fingers crossed. And just thank you so much for giving your time to, chat to student journalists and do all of those things. I believe, I'm going to pass over to Bree to talk about the trustee board, but I feel like it feels like thanking ourselves. So do you want to mention the rest of our wonderful trustee board who have been amazing throughout the year?
I mean, I'll thank you, you thank me. We should also, actually, I'll say this as I go through. The trustee board has contributed massively to the weekend using their contacts to help with brilliant speakers and helping run the show behind the scenes. So a real big thank you to them as well. Should also say a particular thank you to Richard, who has been writing the script as we've been presenting. He's always hot on the heels and, making sure we're saying, eloquent words that sound really good.
We promised ourselves last year when our other excellent trustee, Jerry, was writing the script as we spoke, we wouldn't be in this situation again, but here we are. But thank you to you all, Chris, Juliet, Connor, me, you. Who have we forgot? I said Chris.
Chris, yes.
The whole team. Ben, before we go to our sponsors, is there anyone you would particularly like to thank? I don't want to end without you.
Well, long list. How long have you got? I'd especially like to thank this year's executive committee for being so brilliant. It's been obviously a really strange year. We've only had 6 months on a sort of in role, but I think we've managed to do a lot. Obviously, great national conference, great series of regional conferences. So thank you to everyone who was on the executive committee this year. Bree and Jeff have already run through the names. I'm not going to run through them again. Thank you to the project officers and region officers, especially those who have to put up with me messaging at all hours and then saying, sorry, no, I'm at work now, I can't reply. Thank you to last year's team as well, who sort of helped me really settle into the SPA, and especially the previous chair, Owen, who I message literally 3 times a minute. And most of all to our member publications for coming along this weekend and engaging with all the fantastic speakers we've had and fantastic panelists, for nominating in record numbers for both the regional awards and the national awards, and just for being generally brilliant and persevering during what has been an unimaginably tough year for everyone in student media. And lastly, to the trustees for being brilliant and helping the SPA through what has been a hectic year.
Thanks, Ben. It's always nice to have some thanks. I'd just like to also, as you said, I'd love to say thanks to Owen, our previous chair. We threw to him quite a lot last year in Arizona. Sadly, he's still not here and still refusing to present by his pool in Arizona, but there we are. So thank you to all of our sponsors, Sky News, News Associates, City. Oh, I've started now and I've made a mistake, so I'm not going to remember them all, are I? The printing charity, Women in Journalism, Sky News, all of the people on the bottom of my screen. It's been really great, and we really appreciate your support, and your support really does go through into the next generation of student journalists.
Speaking of which, finally, we couldn't do the ending to this awards evening without thanking you, the student journalists, for writing all the fantastic content you have over the last year, the editors, the photographers, the writers, everyone involved on your teams has led to this point, and we're so grateful that you've given us so much great content to be able to celebrate. So a massive thank you to you, and for the exciting content you're going to continue to create as the future of journalism goes on. Well done.
And just one final aside, if you are still on this call, I don't know if you are, but we will have an after party on this call if you'd like, and if anyone else is watching us live and would like to join us and chat to us, I don't know why you would, but the after party continued on this Zoom link. So if you're a student watching this and want to join in, let us know.
Have a good evening.